Welcome guys to a brand new video on solo leveling Arise. So my last video was me sacrificing a lot of my essence stone just to get Seo Jiwoo. I had a 50-50, I was on my 50-50, plus I also had to win 1 in 4 out of the characters and weapons I've selected, and I did get lucky to actually pull her. Go ahead and watch that video because it was extremely stressful. I had a mini panic attack, but it was a really good summons, so go ahead and check it out. And I also made a video going over a build for Mingbong as well as Choi. So in today's video, I want to go over the best build for Seo Jiwoo. Now, one thing to understand is she is a very tricky character to build because there is multiple different builds you can actually run with this character. I will go over that in today's video. We will go over the skill descriptions as well. The first thing we're going to do is take a look at her skills and then take a look at the best artifacts, because there is going to be a lot of discussion when it comes to the artifacts, because she's not as easy as Choi, where it's like a couple of sets you can build, and with the same thing with Min, actually there's really only like a couple of sets you would use, but with her there's a lot different variations, stuff you need to pay attention to as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said in my previous video, this game is absolutely insane. I will be covering a lot on this game, like new content, new characters, future characters, leaks, no matter what. This game is going to be something I cover a lot on my channel. So if you guys don't want to miss out on future content on solo leveling Arise, hey, subscribe to the channel. And if you guys enjoyed this video, find this video helpful, go ahead and click the like button. Let's get to 60 likes. Honestly, you guys have been smashing the like goal, so huge shout out to all of you guys. And hey, if you guys are enjoying this game as well, please let me know down in the comment section. So going over to her skills are kind of easy to understand. She is a water type character. She scales off her HP and her damage is actually very good. Even though she applies shield, she is really good in terms of damage dealing. So basically she's a break character as well, just to let you know. Now she essentially has the ability to spam her skills, which is good because you want to use heavy attack. Heavy attack allows you to apply shield, and she has super armor when she's using the skill, and shield gives you 5% of the user's HP for 5 seconds, and this is her first basic skill. The second basic skill basically inflicts damage, doesn't do any gives us any shield, but it does have super armor as well, which means you can't be interrupted when you're using the skill, which is something I extremely like. And then going over to her support skill, she applies a 10% shield to the characters, or to herself and to the ally, which is extremely good. She is, like I said, a break character, and her break damage is really good. So going over to her QTE, she just basically does break damage but does damage as well and inflicts airborne. And then with her ultimate skill, she basically does damage, and that's pretty much it. Now, one thing you need to pay attention is she needs to stack a lot of these points. So she only needs to stack it 3 times, which you can gain from using all of these skills, which is relatively easy actually. So when you stack the points, max stacks of 3, you then have the ability to use heavy attacks, and heavy attacks is what you require to do that special effect of the skill. For this one, it's a shield. For this one over here, it's for you to do 50% more break damage, which honestly allows you to break the characters a lot faster. This isn't going to be universally useful for every boss, simply because not every boss has a break bar, but this is still very good. Okay, so when it comes to building this character, there is a couple of builds you can go with. So as you can see right now, the build for the artifacts on the left side, I focused on this set, which was to increase the effectiveness of the shield by 30%. Now honestly guys, I am slightly disappointed with this because it says 30%. I was thinking, wait, so 30 plus 10% from the support skill, or from 5%, that's a 35% increase in the shield capability, making it extremely tanky. Not really. The shield breaks in like 3 hits, which I cannot get confused on, because this makes it sound really good, but I don't think it's that insane. But if you have the full set effect, it basically gives you a increase in damage dealt by 10% for 10 seconds when you use a shield, which she will be consistently doing. So you can technically still build her with this. It's a good build guys, don't get me wrong. It's just I'm a little bit disappointed with increasing the shield effect by 30%. I don't really notice that improvement in the shield, but maybe I just suck at dodging, maybe. But she does have the ability to increase damage dealt, which isn't scaling off attack or HP. This is just universal increasing damage dealt. So even if you're using other characters that scale off HP or attack, this will be very, very important to them. However, there is another build you can actually use, which is crit build. She is an insane damage dealer, guys. Insane damage dealer. So you can actually scale her off crits. So right now, the crits I have is only 26%. Honestly, only one of my artifacts gave me crits. So it's literally this. And I already have a 20% increase in crit. So honestly, I could improve on my build to increase her crit rate even more, because she will be critting a lot, which will actually affect the type of build I go with. So if you want her to crit, I think you should. You can definitely switch her build to a 2-piece set. So 2-piece set of the crit one. So let's go ahead and find the crit one right here. I haven't built the crit one, that's for sure. I think it's, no, this is HP. Is this one. So you can actually focus on the 2-piece set to increase your crit rate by 8%, or you can go with 4 sets where you can increase your crit rate plus your crit damage, which would actually perform really, really well. Or you could go with 2-piece set of the toughness to get only the crit rate increase, and then you can also focus on this one to get the HP increase as well. You do not, actually, she doesn't scale off attack, so this is fine actually, but I don't think it's worth using four sets of actually the HP one. So since she scales off HP, you definitely want to increase her HP as much as possible so that her damage is actually really, really good. But you don't want to go full 4 sets on this HP build. So I do think crit is very important for this character, crit damage as well, but mainly crit, making sure you can consistently crit. Now once you've got your crit to be good, this will change. Okay, I think honestly this is not a good set. So I've gone over, so like I mentioned, the shield one, the guardian set is good, the crit set is good. You can go for 4 sets, sorry, not that. You can go for 4-piece. Where is it? This is attack. I keep forgetting which one's the crit one. Don't I have that many crits? Whatever, you can go for the 4 sets of the crit over here to get an increased crit rate or crit damage, or you can go with HP set as well. You don't need the 4 set for the HP, you just need the 2 sets as well. So you can go either 2 sets of the crit and then 2 sets of the HP, or you can go full set, 4 set of the crit and crit damage, and then you can either go with guardian as well, or you can actually just forget about the 4 sets of the guardian to give her only the 2 set, which basically increase the effectiveness of the shield, and then you just increase her crit rate with either 2 set of the crit rate or 2 set of the HP. Like I mentioned, she is a tricky character to build because there's multiple builds you can actually go with her. You can focus on full 4 sets of guardian, or you can go 2 sets of guardian with crit, or crit and HP, or full crits and crit damage. It's a lot of like variations. Or you can actually focus on break, which I think is terrible. Do not, and I repeat, do not focus on break for her. She already does good amount of break damage, and it's fine the way she is. And also, this is not something you will always use every single time, since not every single enemy has the break bar, like I mentioned. So like I said, for that left side, there's a lot of build. Now when it comes to the right side, I don't think this is actually a good set for her. But the reason why is because she actually has the ability to spam her basic skill. So the ability to spam this means she needs to have a lot of MP so that she can spam this. But this artifact actually takes away, increases the MP cost by 20%, which I did notice sometimes that I didn't have enough MP to actually use her skill. So I don't think this is good. Now you do want to focus on crit with her, so definitely the next one you can actually focus on is this one over here. Actually wait, no, don't. This is for attack. Forget this, ignore this, actually ignore that. You can actually go with the executioner, which is affected by the HP of the enemy. So for set, basically if the HP of the enemy is 70% or lower, you can increase your damage by 20%, which is very good. Or you can go for a much trickier one to use, which is Berserker. The HP of your character has to be much lower. Your HP has to be below 70% or 70%, and then your damage is increased by 30%. So in my opinion, those are the 2 best ones you can go with. Or you can actually still go with this one, as long as you have a lot of substats that says reduction, MP reduction. So if you take a look at a character like my Troy, The reason why I don't actually notice the 20% decrease in MP consumption is because each one of his set has the MP consumption reduction, which actually very much helps. So as you can see, that works well for him. So I could still use this build, but make sure I have MP. Oh, I do have it on all of it, except the top one actually. So actually, let me see if I can find a different one for the top one. So this one is HP, which we want. We want additional MP, which would be good. This one's damage increase, that's why I went with it, and damage reduction. So that's the only two ones that are actually good. So if I went with this one, I get the MP. I won't actually know what else is good. This defense, this is a big no. Do I have anyone here? No, I don't. Okay, so I could still use it. You could still use this because it does increase your damage from your skill by 18%, which is really, really good. Now, I think this is actually a viable build still, especially if you get the blessing stones in the future. So there is a blessing stones that do increase your MP. So if I go over to the blessing stones, there we go. There you go. Your mana is increased by 1000. So you could still use that build, especially in the future as well when you have the Demon Slayer title. So I do think there's a couple of builds you can focus on with her. So to quickly summarize this, for the first side, the left side, you can either go with full the Guardian set, or you can go with 2-piece crit. So 2-piece crits rate, toughness, and a 2-piece HP. Or you can go full 4 set of toughness, or you could go. Nah, don't do this. Don't do this one. This is not good. Yeah, so still only 2-piece for HP. I would not recommend this one, simply because you don't actually need her to ult. This is something you don't need for her, and also you would have other characters with this power gauge acquisition, so there's no point in actually giving her this as well. And you also don't want to give her the one-hit kill set, because the ultimate isn't something that you really need to bother with at this point. You basically just want to spam her basic skill as much as possible, and the damage from there is really, really good. So I'm gonna keep with this build for now, but I might switch it from 4 sets to 2 sets instead, because I want to solely focus on her damage. So the 4 set actually increases the team's damage by 10%, which is decent. Or I could go with 2 sets of this, and then get a 2 set of the crits to increase my crit even more. Then you also need to focus on crit damage. So substats are not important. It's crit rates, crit damage, HP, and that's pretty much it. If you're going with this set on the right side, MP consumption reduction would be very important as well. So I do need to improve on my builds a bit, because I definitely need to increase the crit rate even more, and I do need to increase the crit damage even more as well. So if I take a look at my limb, so as you can see, his crit damage is actually a lot better. Let me take a look at him. So yeah, my build for her is not the greatest, but I've only gotten her for 1 day. So yeah, there we go with like understanding the best build for her, the skills as well. Now when it comes to weapon, you could go with this SR1, which basically gives you power gauge acquisition, or you could go with the R1, because it does give you that, but eventually if you max it out fully, you actually get a buff to your attack, your defense, and HP. But the only thing she needs to bother with is the HP and the defense. The attack don't matter with her. So you can actually max out the R rarity of this to get a lot of points, which I think I might actually do. How many do I have? Sorry, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I want to see how much stat difference I get. So I'm gonna focus on only 5. How much is this gonna cost? 20k, that's fine. So this will increase the power gauge acquisition by 24%. Precision, that's fine. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to see the difference in stats. Okay, so I still will need to do this, wouldn't I? Okay, perfect. There we go. I'm not doing that. So this is the stats. Let's see. 1000. Obviously, this level 30 as well. If I max this out even more, like I said, so Let me show you what I mean. You can increase, there you go, user's attack, defense, and HP, which would be very beneficial to her, honestly. So I do think you could actually just max out the R rarity one and give this to her. You don't really care about the power gauge acquisition. It's good, honestly, it's good, but not like the main focus. So you could actually still use the R one. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely max this out though. So let's do this. Perfect. I'm giving this weapon to her actually. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more content on solo leveling on Rise. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get to 60 likes in today's video. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.